Hey guys, it's me, it's Tim from TJ Wrestling, back again with another video this time. It's the first in our top 10 episodes series, which we're going to continue on in the future. This time, we're going to do top 10 NXT wrestlers' debuts on the main roster. Number 10, Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is a wrestler that debuted in the John Cena United States Open Challenge, and he made a bit of a statement in this match. Although his rating does go down, of course, because of his injury that basically put him out after this match. He did have a lot of strong showing here and showed his heart and what he's all about, and he really did make an impression later appearing on the roster and becoming a fan favorite with a great reaction in this segment. Unfortunately, this guy really hasn't gotten to the heights he should have since then. He's won, I'd say, one title, and he really is one of the most underrated wrestlers at the moment. Number 9, and it's Enzo and Cass. This one goes purely down, not to the fact that obviously they are a great tag team, but the fact that it was such a electric debut. It was obviously the Raw After Mania last year, and of course they were my favourite tag team in NXT, and basically they made a right statement when they debuted. They were incredible, and yeah, they ended up being really entertaining, really fun. Obviously not really one of the competing tag teams. They've kind of mixed out a lot of times, especially with the incoming Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy. They really have missed their spot. But to be honest, they're one of the, I think most promising tag teams. But really, I think they have missed the ball in this tag team, unfortunately. But we can always look back to the better days. Next up at number 8 is Braun Strowman. Of course, this guy was fearsome when he came into the WWE. He basically beat the hell out of Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose, who'd been held at such high esteem until this point. He joined the Wyatts and really had an incredible debut. Not as good as the Wyatts, who hint will be on later on this list, but really great. And this year has been his year because he has been fantastic. I think he definitely should have won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I'm not sure why he didn't win it. He did incredible in the Royal Rumble, and this guy has a great career. And it all comes back to his debut, which was damn impressive and really entertaining to see this guy wreck riot on the WWE. Number 7, don't kill me, is Shinsuke Nakamura. I know you're going to put him high up on the list, but unfortunately, not enough time has passed to me to judge how he's done on WWE. Obviously, I know he's going to do well. If I was to do this, say, in a year, obviously his placement won't go up, but he only just debuted literally last night on SmackDown Live, so there you go, that's the reason for it. This guy has done great things in NXT. His NXT debut was amazing, and his matches on NXT were also amazing. No wonder this guy has a lot of potential. He's going to be one of the top guys. If he reigns on SmackDown, I'm not sure though if he stands at this level of AJ Styles just yet, but he's definitely a main eventer in my opinion, and wow, he is all around great. Number 6, Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens, the KO Show. He debuted again in the US Open Challenge by John Cena. Basically messed with John Cena and bet the crap out of him. And yeah, he made fun of the United States belt, saying NXT is better. I really like that personally. As a better fan of NXT, I really enjoyed that. KO, of course, he became Universal Champion. Pretty much had a bit of a streak of domination between, I'd say, when he won it, like September 2016, and now. He really has had domination. Of course, he did lose that belt, though, unfortunately. But through that time, he had a great story with Chris Jericho. And that was the best thing on Raw for God knows how many weeks. So he pretty much saved a Raw from being unwatchable to being alright. He really did. So I really appreciate it for that. Number 5, the Wyatt family. Of course, the Wyatt family, one of the greatest, not the most dominant, but one of the greatest factions of all time in WWE. They were incredibly innovative at the time, just like the Nexus when they debuted. These guys, there was nobody like them at all. I don't think in the history of WWE there's any team really like them. And definitely Bray Wyatt in particular. His character was spot on from the minute he debuted. Of course, he started off the same thing he does now. The dark room, the candle, we're here. His whole speaking arrangement was so cool, so unique, and coming out there attacking Kane. I know it's 3-on-1, but still, it was like really significant in my opinion, and they've pretty much have had a decent run up to now. Of course, they've been treated badly, but Bray Wyatt, he's soon to be getting the championship back in my opinion. He's really up there, and yeah, hope for the best. Up next is Paige. Paige debuted on Raw a few years ago. Of course, she's not really appearing now with the gays. I don't know if she's out or what, but basically, AJ Lee gave her an opportunity for the title after she debuted with her NXT Women's Championship still, and she basically won the title. And it was crazy because she basically won on the first night in, which is like the quickest I think anyone's won a title. So that was insane, and that was why I put her on this list. Mainly, I'm alright with Paige. Again, she kind of decreased over time. She really sadly didn't live up maybe to the hype that she deserved. But she definitely had an amazing debut, and it gave hope for people going forward after the dark days of before the Divas division. We had AJ, and then we had her, and this kind of kicked off in a sense the women's revolution. So for that, I like it. Number 3, it is Finn Balor. Finn Balor, one of my favorite wrestlers. He had an amazing NXT debut. He had an amazing NXT run. I think he is definitely top 3 NXT superstars in my opinion, up there with Sami Zayn and KO. They are my favorite NXT wrestlers. He definitely had a great run. The Demon character, although in my opinion misused in WWE, he did have a great run to success in WWE, which puts on this list. His debut, first night in, he beat both Rusev and Roman Reigns, who was dominant at this time to become the number 1 contender for the WWE Universal title, which he would win against Seth Rollins at the upcoming pay-per-view, SummerSlam, I believe. Yes, Finn Balor, amazing debut, really, really impressive, well deserved. The only thing, again, this guy is coming back from injury. I know he had injury in the first month of his career, which is kind of crazy on WWE, but he's coming back, guys. He's already made his return this week. So speaking of, Finn Balor's back, and hopefully he continues on with some momentum now, getting his return and gets back into the main title scene on Raw or SmackDown, depending on if he gets moved. Number 2, and is of course the 4 horsewomen. There's a little exception here. It's kind of the 3 horsewomen. I'm not including Bayley on this list because she did not debut at the same time as the other 3. Well, they debuted at the same time. So this comes from basically the Women's Revolution again. Stephanie McMahon wanted this to happen. These are the 3 that I think most of all lived up to it. Of course, we can include Alexa Bliss in that list and Naomi. But basically, these were the originators of what I think is today's women's wrestling. It started off in NXT. These guys, again, were great. Gals, I should say. And when they went to NXT, they really made really made an impression against the current. And I love the way they were debuted at the same time. In hindsight, I'm not sure if I would have done that, but to be honest, it was really impressive to see them all of them there. We saw Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, Charlotte, and Paige, and all that. And yeah, it was incredible. And although it was a clusterfuck of what happened in the Women's Revolution, they really went on to do great things. Of course, they're all title holders. Even Bayley, who have not included, they're all title holders, and they all have had respective big wins, I think, in my opinion. So I'm really glad of that, and can't wait to see where this goes in the future. And now, before we get to number 1, I've got to mention some honorable mentions. Of course, there is Samoa Joe, Alexa Bliss, The Revival, The Vaudevillains, and Bayley. And now, let us get to our number... Actually, shit, I've forgotten one there. That is kind of major, and it's obviously Neville, who has done quite a bit since then. So, there are my honorable mentions. Now, let's get to number 1. Yes, number 1 is The Shield. Of course, they have to be number 1. They are the 3 most influential wrestlers of the modern era, excluding John Cena. And they really, obviously, you can't deny the success, especially Roman Reigns, and partial degree to Seth Rollins. They have had so much success in the WWE. They've really done a lot, especially in the Shield gimmick, which was really innovative at the time as well. They debuted Survivor Series 2014, very memorable, and they beat up Team Hell No, I believe. And yeah, that was incredible. And they were so great. They came into the crowd. They were like the badass faction in WWE. I think a lot of people loved WWE again after this. It was a really good, great creative spot. And the way they worked and the way they just bet up different people was incredible. And the unit together, they were really better than the sum of their parts, even though they are great on their own. And they really did so much with their gimmicks. So there you go. They're my top 10 there. as I said there you go, there's my list. There are my top 10 WWE NXT wrestlers who debut on the main roster. There's a lot of them if you look at it, so many great wrestlers, and obviously there will be so many in the future. That's it for me, I suppose, for this episode. I'll be back with another top 10 video. Jordan will be uploading a video as well, I believe, today or tomorrow. And I can't remember what it was. For some reason, might be a booking video or something like that. I can't remember. But yeah, make sure to subscribe, like, comment below, share, and do the call. Can't support me. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.